today. Wayne Gravatt with Fish Head Videos. We're getting a fair amount of subscribes out there, so we appreciate that. We still need more, so if you like these videos we're doing, I would encourage you to subscribe. That would be really nice. So with that, let's take a look at the fly we're going to do today. This is a very, very common fly. It's an easy fly to tie, which is one of my characteristics. The other thing about this fly is this is a gold-ribbed hare's ear. It's a fly that its success is kind of tied to the different amount of insects that it could represent. It could represent a damsel fly under the right conditions, in the right colors, a stonefly for sure, and a mayfly for sure. So covering all those nymphs, all those nymphs, that's why it is so good. And it's a fly that I don't fish a lot, foolishly, I'd have to say, because it is really, really an effective fly. You can tie this from, say, 18s to 8s. 8s being probably more, it'd be more in tune with like a golden stonefly nymph kind of a look. But it's well worth tying. There's a lot of videos out there on it. I do it a little bit differently, as you'll see, and I'll show you the part that's a little bit different on mine. But with that, let's get this thing rolling. Glasses. We're going to have those. When you're 73, you start losing everything. Hearing, your eyes. So, let's take a look at the materials today. We got some Hungarian partridge. That's going to be the tail. This is a mixture of rabbit and badger. Again, here, there's a lot of different dubbings you could use. Hare's ear, like it comes from a hare's mask. I don't have a hare's mask. I don't know if I've ever owned a hare's mask. Any kind of dubbing will work, whether that's synthetic or natural dubbing. This is natural, but the synthetics are wonderful too. The wing case, again, you could use turkey, you could use goose, you could use Swiss straw. A lot of things you could use for the wing case. This is just turkey. I hunt turkey, so I have a lot of that. This is the appropriate gold wire. And again, you could vary this thread color too. I do it in black. Traditionally, it's usually black. The hook, this is a size 12 with a 3/32 gold bead. So with that, let's get this thing rolling. And again, this is an easy fly. You could add extra weight with lead wire if you wanted to. You could actually fish it without the bead and just put a little lead wire in there too. So the first thing we're going to do is cover that hook with a nice base. Tight with this tool. Okay, good. Now, we're going to take this partridge feather. We're going to get rid of this down. We're going to take some of these strands off to the side. Notice I just pulled that away from the vein. Like that. Tear that off. That's going to be our tail. Okay, so you want that tail not particularly long. I'd say about somewhere around half to a third of the hook length. So that's the length I want. So I'm going to grab it with the opposite hand. So that's the length I want. I'm going to tie that in though. I'm going to come back. So I know that my finger is going to be my guide. So that's the length I want right there. But rather than take the time to cut that back off, I'll just incorporate that into the body. Just like that. Good. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is add a piece of wire for the ribbing. I wish I had a little bit thicker wire. This would be more appropriate for a little bit smaller size, but this will work. And you could use copper color there as well. Would be just fine. Okay, I'm going to lay that across the top, just like that. Right back to where the tail and the thread begins. Just like that. All right. So now, I'm going to take this dubbing. And this stuff has nice guard hairs. And to get these color schemes that I use a blender. Obviously, not everybody has to. I'm a commercial tire, so not everybody has to be into it like this. You can buy a Hare's mask. You can buy synthetic dubbing. There's a lot of synthetics that are under the color they have it listed as hare's ear. Okay, so I'm just going to roll that on there. Not real thick. Remember, less is better. This is not a super thin bodied type nymph though. This one has a little more base to it. That's why it's so attractable as far as attractive, excuse me, to could be stonefly, could be a lot of things. So we're just going to wrap that on there. Just like that. Okay. And the beauty of dubbing it like this, if you can always take some off. You can add. I have a little too much. I'm just taking that off. So we're going to bring that somewhere up right around about the middle of the hook. So between the bead and the straight end of the hook. Okay, so we're going to take this rib. I'm going to rib that through there nice and tight on that. Probably about 4. Works good. Okay. Tie that off. This might helicopter off. Not like I would want it to. I've never been a big helicopter guy. I don't know if that says something about my age or whatever. Okay. Now, and again, this is just wing case material. And like I said, you could use a multitude of things. You could use pheasant tail, turkey, goose, duck, anything, Swiss straw. This is just going to be a wing case, so I'm just going to put that up there right behind the eye of the hook. Again, it's the bottom. It's the bottom that's facing down, so I want the top. So you're tying it just like that. Bring that back. Just like that. Okay, so this is where I differentiate between a lot of them. There's different ways to simulate the hair. You could use a beard-style hackle. You could split the vein of a feather, like with this partridge feather. I'll show you that in just a second, what I mean by that, so that you've got an idea. Say you wanted to tie the legs, you could actually get one that'll work. There we go. Let's just take that. So what you would do basically is you would just trim the vein out just like that. And then when you tie it on there, you'd set it on there like that so that the hackle barbules are along the sides of the fly. Okay. So, but this is how I do it. And I have good success. And as you'll see in some later videos, I definitely do not add legs to most flies. I try to pick out dubbing. I try to use materials that work well as the leg to it. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring that right over the top, just like that. Hold on to it, keep it tight, right behind the eye, or right behind the bead, excuse me. Just like that. Finish that. And I like these to be buggy. So this is what I was telling you about. So that thorax, all I'm going to do there is just pull down real long ones. I don't one in there. I'm just going to pull down the front part of that fly. Little head cement. And there you go. Gold Red's hare's ear. Again, this is a fly that is so underused. There's so many patterns out there today. This will always catch fish wherever you go. I'd encourage you to tie it. You can vary the dubbing color. Doesn't have to be in a tan or a brown. For like Georgetown Lake, one of the patterns that I tie up there, that I sell at Moose Marina up there, I tie it in a green, where it would imitate a damsel fly. But I'd ask you to hit that subscribe button. I'd like you to tie this fly, get out there and fish it, and give them hell. Thanks for viewing.